I don't understand what's wrong going on, man. I think the key to opening a good Bak Kut Teh shop is you have to be far away from civilization. I think that's the key, you know?
Hi everyone, today is Wednesday and we are back for another episode of
Can It or Not?
My name is Kelvin.
Agnes?
Namaste, Sarah.
Today's episode, we are planning to become Orang Klang for one day, meaning we are trying out their specialty, Bak Kut Teh. Also stands for? Hey, so for those of you who don't know, Bak Kut Teh is a Chinese-Malaysian traditional herbal soup cooked with pork ribs, pork belly, and all the parts of pork we can put in and just boil it out, okay? I myself, as you can see, I love Bak Kut Teh.
I'm a person, when my friend doesn't jio me for Bak Kut Teh, I will never think of Bak Kut Teh one.
That's me too.
Weakness disgusts me.
Sorry, I think it's much more enjoyable to eat Bak Kut Teh with friends rather than eating it alone.
I will go eat alone, I also eat my friends one.
Oh, yeah, no.
Since when did I mention I eat Bak Kut Teh alone?
我一个人吃饭、旅行，到处走走停停。
We have picked out 3 Bak Kut Teh restaurants across Klang Valley, not in Klang though, and we will try out them for you and tell you whether it's can eat or not.
Yes.
But Bak Kut Teh, right, is a dish that is really a matter of preference. We cannot tell which one is the best because everyone has their own preference, you know. Some like more light, you know, some like more strong in taste, based on our preference as well, and whether I'll come back to eat or not.
As Klang people for one day, let's go!
But we don't eat Klang Bak Kut Teh.
We eat Bak Kut Teh lah.
Okay, okay.
Bak Kut Teh, I'm coming for you!
Alright, another day, another episode, and today we are right here at Nan Yang Bak Teh, which is located at Setapak. Once again, my home ground. So it's been opening for around 6 months ago.
Oh, new.
Again, MCO, why close shop? Open shop, okay? The owner initially opened his shop at Klang. Damn far, bro. So he wanted to make a change. So from Klang, he gave his shop away, he let his cousin to run it, and then he decided to come to KL, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to open another shop. There are some things that you can't take away when you are from Klang, which is distance. So he decided to open his shop at Setapak, which is another damn far.
And in front of us, we have of course, the signature, the soup Bak Kut Teh, the dried Bak Kut Teh, and this is their signature dish, stir-fried baby shark.
It's stir-fried baby shark. I have never...
Baby shark, baby shark.
So for the pork belly, right, for my preference, I think that this one, the lean meat part, it's a bit dry, a bit hard to chew, not that tender, I would say.
Yes.
But for the pork ribs, for the dry one, right, it's quite flavorful. It doesn't really like fall off the bone, but it's also quite tender lah. But the soup, I felt not much kick to it, not much the herbal kick. So for a person who don't eat Bak Kut Teh that much, right, I always go for the yao cha kuai and the vegetables.
Your chai kuai is a must, bro.
The yao cha kuai, I felt it's quite good. It's still crispy when you dip into the soup, and then a bit
No, because you didn't stay in the soup long enough, I'll confirm become soggy one.
Yeah.
But it's a preference lah. If you like your char kway to be crispy with the soup, then you put it in for a while, then you take out and eat lah.
Your chai kuai, but it's with the soup, just matchmake in heaven lah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think both of them quite average. Basic Bak Kut Teh you can find out there. For instance, I think the soup is not flavorful enough. And I just want to point out, actually, each clay pot is around 17 ringgit, which is quite
On the pricey side?
I think it's on the pricey side lah. Because
How much is Bak Kut Teh?
I don't know.
12, 13, 14.
Is it?
Sometimes.
CMCO, you got to make...
Yeah, and then the portion is also not a lot.
That big lah.
Not a lot, not that big.
Okay, for me, I like this like Agnes. So there's a little bit kick of
Got lady finger, got
extra
fried
flavors
cuttlefish.
in there. So
Dry chili,
dry chili, very nice flavor in that sense. So I quite like it. The meat, like what Agnes said, is quite tender. As for this, I have to agree with Calvin. The soup is a little bit less seasoned.
Lack of flavor.
Yeah, there's a lack of flavor in the soup. It's quite plain, you know.
Last but not least, let's move on to their signature dish, the stir-fried baby shark.
There's a little bit of spiciness when you eat, and I like that. Yeah, it really gives you a nice kick to it.
Yeah, for me, it's quite a good dish, this one.
Yeah.
That spicy kick really enhances the entire experience.
100%. So right now it's time for Nan Yang Bak Teh right here at Setapak. In 3, 2, 1. So in total, Nan Yang Bak Teh has a total of one thumbs up.
Yay! I mean, if you are staying nearby Setapak,
Yeah, it's a comfort Bak Kut Teh dish to have here.
Nothing can go wrong.
So now we're at our second location, which is Yu Yi Bak Kut Teh. So in Chinese, right, it's Yao Yi. No, but Yao Yi. This restaurant, right, they started their business since 1984, so they have been selling Bak Kut Teh for almost 40 years, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
40 years.
40 years.
Older than
Good lah.
No lah, older than
me
lah.
And you know, MCO comes and affected a lot of business owners. So they come up with something innovative, and then the innovation, modernization, you know, all that.
Conclusion.
Stop it. Get some help.
And they come up with Bak Kut Teh 3.0. So this one, right, it's a ready-made Bak Kut Teh in a vacuum packaging. So how you do it? You just defrost it.
Defrost it and then put it
Hit
into
it.
a boiling pot.
Yeah.
Just boil it and then serve it.
Yes, it is served in 10 minutes. A very nice Bak Kut Teh.
Yeah.
So if you are an office lady, you know, you work 9 to 5, and if you're craving for Bak Kut Teh at home, I think this is a good choice. So there's some Shopee and free delivery in KL as well. So right in front of us, it's a soup Bak Kut Teh, dry Bak Kut Teh, and this one is the Chitou pork stomach in pepper soup.
We can see right from the color itself of the soup, it's already a bit
Darker.
different from the first restaurant.
It's
This one
darker.
much more darker already.
Okay, so let's try it. For me, right, this soup is more herbal-y. Much more herbal-y. When you first take a sip of the soup, wow, I feel very nourishing.
Makes me feel like I'm in, you know, the Big Valley got the golden shop. You know, when you sick, you go and buy stuff, then you heal. What's the Chinese shop name?
冬禾堂.
Jing Hong. That one, yeah.
冬禾堂, man. I love 冬禾堂.
Their pork belly also more to, which I think is quite nice.
It's a good kind of firm bite that I like.
Yeah. Like
It has the
bouncy.
bounce back texture, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So for the dry one, right, I felt like the taste is more towards like a soy sauce kind of dry Bak Kut Teh instead of all the spices.
Yeah, this one, right, the soup much more herbaceous,
Yeah.
which I really love it. That tong quay flavor, one of the herbs, you can really taste the flavor of the tong quay, you know. One thing I don't really like about the pork rib is that it has a very pork gamey taste from the pork rib.
Is it? I don't feel it.
So pork belly don't have, but the pork ribs has a bit. As for the dried version, yeah, this one I love it because the dried cuttlefish flavor is much more pronounced.
So I would say the soup very herbally, fergalicious. Because they say herbalicious, I fergalicious, okay? Amazing soup. I think you can just drink the soup as a whole. Pork as well came alongside it. The meat is very nice. The dried one, right? The essence of the cuttlefish is it's very pronounced. Essentially, when you first eat it, right, that's the first thing you will taste, and then you get the pork and you get the other flavoring that comes alongside it. But this one do not have that kick there, you know? It's missing that kick. I would expect it to have like you know, like maybe a slight
No, don't have a
no kick, no apa lah, you know, it's just not there. But it's good. Never, the flavor is nice, the meat is good. It's just that I expected a kick from it.
Regarding the pig stomach pepper soup, if I use a football formation to describe this pepper soup, it will be 2-4-4. All out attack. Because the pepper soup seriously attacked my throat straight away.
Should be 2-1-7 or 8 or 9, right?
2-1-7. No lah, where got people play 2-1-7 one?
You all out attack, man.
Okay lah. They straight away attack the back of my throat.
Yes.
Yeah, but the stomach a little bit of unpleasant taste. Little bit, maybe they didn't clean it thoroughly enough.
And the yao cha kwai, a big expectation, you know, yao cha kwai.
Alhamdulillah.
This two very emphasize on the yao cha kway.
Bro,
For us, it's a must.
Yes.
Yao cha kwai.
Yes.
Yeah, and this one is not crispy.
这个油炸龟没有 crispy，油炸龟这 crispy 很重要
很好吃。
啊，很好吃。重要 is so important 嘛，right？
重要
重要很重要，没有 crispy 没有 life，没有 life 没有 life。
Because of the yao cha kway, this guy actually went Chinese. He's got the yao cha kway.
So now it's time for Yu Yi Bak Kut Teh in 3, 2, 1. Half. Conclusion, Yu Yi Bak Kut Teh has a total of 1.5 thumbs up.
Yes.
The soup is nice.
Above average Bak Kut Teh, I would say.
Yes, come for the soup.
And right now we are in the third and final Bak Kut Teh restaurant. We are in Guan Bak Kut Teh, situated in Taman, Salak, Selatan. They have been operating for around 40 years. So this is passed down from the first generation to the second generation already. And we are in one of their main branch right here. And in front of us, of course, we need to get the soup Bak Kut Teh and the dry Bak Kut Teh. And in front of us is their specialty.
Oh yeah,
This is their yam rice, quite special, and they also put dried shrimp inside. Without further ado,
Let's go.
let's get straight away. Cut straight to the point. Let's go. Okay.
Okay, the rice, I think it's just casual yam rice.
Okay.
Nothing extraordinary.
Okay.
Yam rice is yam rice. Soup, I would say there is a slight element of herbs within the soup. You can definitely feel it. Pretty ordinary, pretty standard. Maybe it's a little bit too oily for me. Disregard the intestine because I usually don't really eat intestine. I ate it, I felt it was a little bit powdery.
This is like a preference type lah, actually.
If you like intestines, then this is the intestine for you. If you like intestine, maybe this is not the intestine for you. But for the pork rib though, oh, hallelujah, it is really good. The moment you bite it, it just breaks upon your mouth. That's straight away. Hallelujah, bro. Ajinomoto stuff going on right here. It's really good. As for the dry one, again, I would say maybe what I would appreciate is there's more of a spice in it. But yeah, the pork was it's well done. Nothing can go wrong there. It just disintegrates in your mouth.
Moving on to me, there's goods and there's also bads to these two bowls of Bak Kut Teh. The good part is, like what Sarah said, the pork rib is amazing.
Amaze balls.
Amaze balls, yes. And I love to chew on the bone, you know, the soft bone. It's very crunchy and it gives an extra texture and flavor to the pork rib itself. So I really love it. But the soup is a bit too salty to my liking. Their pork belly is standard lah. The dry one actually not bad, in my opinion. You can see that the consistency is very thick and then all the ingredients are very like concentrated, which I think, yeah, not bad.
I think they already said it all.
Oh yeah, and the yam rice, do you have any comments on the yam
Oh,
rice?
I love the yam rice because I'm a taro lover. I'm a yam lover.
Taro is yam, is it?
Yeah, taro is yam. So I think it's a pretty decent yam rice.
But one thing I need to mention, their price is the cheapest today.
Yeah.
13 and
Compared
14.
to
Is
the-
it? 13 and 14. 14 and 15. 14 and 15.
Because of the difficulties of finding parking, that's why they compensate a little bit. I guess so, you know.
And right now it's thumbs time for Guan Bak Kut Teh in Taman Salak South. 3, 2, 1, thumbs. In conclusion, Guan Bak Kut Teh has a total of 1.5 thumbs up. Yay! Okay, and that's the end of our Bak Kut Teh episode. As usual, favorites time.
For my favorite, I would choose Nan Yang Bak Teh at Setapak.
Okay.
I think that was the one that really got my attention compared to the other restaurants that I went.
For me, I would take Nan Yang's, the dry,
Yao Chai Kwai.
the Yao Chai Kwai and the dry Bak Kut Teh together with Yu Yi's soup and with the
Guan's.
Guan's yam rice and the pork ribs.
It's like these three restaurants need to combine, they become one lah.
Yes.
She found the secret to success.
Yeah.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
To be honest, all three restaurants today are not mind-blowing. I have to choose one. I will go for Yu Yi Bak Kut Teh in Pudu lah. That is my favorite. I need to say something also. There are also a lot of good Bak Kut Tehs in Klang Valley. It's just that actually we did try to reach out, contact them, but many of them are actually rejected. And thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Bro, why are you coming down, bro?
And we will see you again next week in the next episode of
Can't eat
Bye bye. Pain on my
Bro, why the fuck you come down, bro?